Party Congress presented an excerpt from the official German film Triumph of the Will, 4/10, September 1934.
Den Kongress des 6. Parteitages eröffne ich mit dem ehrfurchtsvollen Gedenken an den in die Ewigkeit eingegangenen Generalfeldmarschall und Reichspräsidenten von Hindenburg.
I open the Congress of the 6th Party Day in reverent memory of the General Field Marshal and President of the Reich, von Hindenburg.
Krieges und gedenken damit zugleich unserer gefallenen Kameraden. Ich begrüße die hohen Vertreter auswärtiger Staaten,
I extend greetings to the high representatives of foreign countries.
an der Paarung teilzunehmen.
The movement extends its greetings to the representatives of the armed forces, now under the command of the Führer.
Unter dem Befehl des Führers stehenden Wehrmacht. Mein Führer,
My Führer,
Sie
around you are placed the flags and banners of this National Socialism. When their cloth will have become decayed, the people will understand what you, my Führer, mean to Germany. You are Germany. When you act, the nation acts. When you judge, the people judge. Thanks to your leadership, Germany will achieve its goal of being a homeland for all Germans throughout the world. You are our guarantee of victory. You are our guarantee of peace.
Sie sind Deutschland. Wenn Sie handeln, handelt die Nation. Wenn Sie richten, richtet das Volk. Unser Dank ist das Gelöbnis, in guten und in bösen Tagen zu Ihnen zu stehen, komme was da wolle. Dank Ihrer Führung wird Deutschland sein Ziel erreichen, Heimat zu sein. Heimat zu sein für alle Deutschen der Welt. Sie waren uns der Garant des Sieges. Sie sind uns der Garant des Friedens.
Unser unerschütterlicher Glaube an uns selbst.
Such is our unshakable belief in ourselves to continue the work which was founded during the stormy years of the revolt of 1918 in Munich, and which is embodied today in world historical significance by the entire German nation.
Der ganz Deutschland erfasste und heute schon in weltgeschichtlicher Bedeutung durch die ganze deutsche Nation verkörpert wird.
Denn die Wahrheit ist das Fundament, mit dem die Macht der Presse steht und fällt.
That the truth about Germany be reported, that is the only demand we make of a foreign press.
Die wir an die Presse auch des Auslandes stellen.
people which disregards the purity of its race will perish.
Geht zugrunde. Alle unsere Arbeit.
All our work must be governed by a single thought, that of making the German worker an upright and proud member of the people.
Und gleichberechtigten Volksgenossen zu machen.
I can only say, as leader of German law instruction, that our highest leader is also our highest judge. National socialistic justice is the foundation of the National Socialistic State.
Oberster Führer, auch der oberste Gerichtsherr ist.
May the bright flame of our enthusiasm never die.
Niemals zum Erlöschen kommen.
The German people are ripe today in mind and soul for equal compulsory labor service. We await the Führer's order.
Gleichen Arbeitsdienstpflicht. Wir harren des Befehls des Führers.
Part 3. Preparation for Wars of Aggression. 1935, 1939. Von Schirach urges Hitler youth to follow principles of Mein Kampf.
Nun, meine Kameraden, seid ihr zum Abschluss eures Marktes hierher gekommen.
My comrades, why does this huge march of allegiance of young Germany end in Landsberg? Here on this spot, year after year, it must be explained again and again to the youth of our people that it was at one time possible for our people to imprison Germany's greatest son here. Out of the solitude of his cell, the Führer once gave us the book Mein Kampf.
Gefangenschaft sagt, der Führer gab uns aus der Einsamkeit dieser Zelle heraus ein das Buch Mein Kampf.
In the future, you shall draw the strength from this book to conduct your fight, the fight of the German people, the fight of the young generation, the fight of the Germany of tomorrow.
Den Kampf der jungen Generation.
To our Führer, our beloved Führer Adolf Hitler.
Der Führer Adolf Hitler.
During an rearmament of Germany, March 1935.
Nur das Volk ist dieser Aufgabe gemacht.
Today, the rebuilt German National Guard rises again on the strong foundation of the National Socialistic ideology. The Führer has wrought into one the parties, the classes, property, and religion. He has given us back our arms because he loves his people, and the security of Germany is close to his heart. Seventh Party Congress. Adolf Hitler pleads for the return of Memel, then for enactment of laws to be read by the President of the Reichstag.
Einmalige Scheitern kann das Gesetz der endgültigen Lösung der nationalsozialistischen Partei übertragen werden müsste. Unter allen drei Gesetzen steht die Partei und mit ihr und hinter ihr die deutsche Nation.
A citizen of the Reich is only that person who is of German or of the same kind of blood, and who proves by his behavior that he is willing and has sworn to serve the German people and the Reich faithfully. Marriages between Jews and German citizens or persons of the same kind of blood are hereby prohibited. occupation of the Rhineland, 7 March 1936. German troops reoccupy their former peacetime garrisons in the unprotected zone.
Jubel im Bereitsfront in Düsseldorf.
Minister von Urach expresses confidence all Germans will vote approval of Hitler's policies. 29 March 1936.
Ich bin überzeugt, dass das Volk zu 100%.
I am convinced that the German people will back up our Führer with a solid yes. Reichsminister Dr. Fleck and White vote.
Jeder deutsche Mann und jede deutsche Frau.
Let each German man and woman fulfill their duty and back up liberty and peace. Reichsminister Dr. Goebbels and White vote.
646.
I am convinced that the whole German people will stand as one behind the Führer. Hitler addresses the Reichstag on rearmament, 20 February 1938.
Der Tag, an dem ich als Chef der größten deutschen Oppositionspartei in das Haus am Wilhelmsplatz ging und als Führer und Kanzler der Nation heraustrat, war ein Wendepunkt in der Geschichte unseres Volkes damals, jetzt und für alle Zeiten.
That day, when I entered the house on the Wilhelmplatz as chief of the biggest German party of opposition, and when I left as Führer and Chancellor of the nation, was a turning point in the history of the German people. The German standing army has been assembled. A powerful German air force protects our homes. A new might at sea protects our coast. Each institution of this Reich stands under the command of our highest political leadership. Antwerp, March 1938. Conference of the Führer and Dr. Schuschnigg. Schuschnigg no longer master of the situation. German Austria saved from chaos. Vice Inquart asked the Führer to send German troops. During the past few days, a revolution has taken place, which we may be able to see today, but the full meaning of which only the generation still to come will be able to see. As Führer and Chancellor of the German nation of the Reich, before German history, I now lead the incorporation of my homeland into the German Reich.
Und Kanzler der deutschen Nation und des Reichs bilde ich vor dem Amtsgericht nunmehr den Eintritt meiner Heimat in das Deutsche Reich. Deutschland und der neue Krieg, die Nationalsozialistische Partei und die Wehrmacht unseres Reiches siegen!
Hitler declares his policy with respect to Sudetenland. 26 September 1938. Proposal for a German check balance. Red military dictatorship in Prague starts with bloody crime. Czech police attack with firearms and drone sewers. Germany's responsibility for the Sudeten Germans. Czechs are digging trenches.
Ein Angebot gemacht. Es ist nichts anderes als die Realisierung dessen, was setzt soll.
I have made an offer to Mr. Bennett. Peace or war. Either he is going to accept my offer now and finally grant the Germans their liberty, or we shall now get ourselves this liberty.
Ich sehe mein Volk jetzt voran als der erste Soldat und hinter mir! Und hinter mir!
I am now leading my people as the first soldier, and behind me marches an entirely different people than that of the year 1980. So I ask you, my German people, pull in behind me, man after man, woman after woman.
Go!
1938 is such a key year because it marked an escalation both of the persecution of the Jews, the violence against Jews. It became more widespread. It also marked an escalation of the Nazi policy of expansion. This is where we can see all the dominoes begin to fall.
An initial warning sign of 1938 came in mid-March when Germany annexed neighboring Austria, an act known as the Anschluss. Within hours, an explosion of violence engulfed the Jewish population in Vienna. It spread throughout Germany in the following months, accompanied by new anti-Jewish legislation. Jews no longer felt safe and tried to get out while they could.
Beginning in March 1938, you have a real push for the first time since 1933 in Germany of large numbers of people trying to get out at any cost, even if they had to give up all of their assets.
But despite official Nazi policy demanding that the Jews leave Germany, emigration was not a simple matter.
My parents really tried to leave, but where to go? We had some very distant relatives in the United States and some friends, but we needed an affidavit. And even if you had an affidavit, there was a quarter number.
There are several reasons why governments didn't open their doors. The main one is cold, calculated self-interest. In the United States, looking to the issues that were on the front burner in this country, the Depression, the widespread isolationism of the American population, anti-Semitism.
The United States was not alone in its refusal to raise its immigration quota.
Many of the world's governments showed sympathy for the plight of the Jews in Germany and also showed, obviously, concern for Nazi intentions elsewhere in Europe. But few were willing to take significant steps to meet either crisis.
This became clear in July of 1938 at the Evian Conference, convened by President Franklin Roosevelt to address the growing humanitarian crisis faced by German Jews.
With the exception of the Dominican Republic, every single country refused to open its doors to expand its immigration quotas.
Hitler predicts annihilation of the Jewish race in Europe if war occurs. 30 January 1939. If the international financial Jews within and without Europe should succeed again in plunging the people into another world war, the result will not be the Bolshevik reign on earth, and thereby the victory of the Jews, but rather the annihilation of the Jewish race in Europe.
Himmler and Heydrich set up execution commandos called Einsatzgruppen that are composed of SS members, policemen and Wehrmacht soldiers who round up the Jews. The SS take the Jews into the woods and give them shovels so that they can dig their own graves. But they decide that this process is too slow, so they order long, common graves to be dug and make their victims lie down on top of the last group of dead bodies. But even this procedure takes too long. The SS prepare a ravine known as Babi Yar near Kiev. 33,771 Jews will be executed in 2 days. Men, women, and children. In this living hell, as in hundreds of others throughout the front, the executioners take pictures of their victims. This premeditated, cold-blooded massacre of 1 million Jews will come to be known as the Holocaust by bullets. But Himmler is not pleased. He has attended one of the Einsatzgruppen's so-called actions. Noticing the psychological burden that these mass killings have on his soldiers, he begins searching for alternative methods. This would lead to the use of the gas vans with exhaust pipes hooked up to their rear compartments, and, a year later, the gas chambers.